Standing on the already established protocol, but I must recognize the sponsor of the bill. Honestly, I've gone through the bill, and I can say, like the usual things we've been saying, it's a very good one. But here today, I think it is an opportunity to actually express a kind of displeasure, both to the legislative arm of our state, and so also to the executive arm of our state. And it is unfortunate that this state, who's supposed to be one of the frontier states against discrimination against persons, I cannot imagine, like I was going to observe when Mr. Speaker was here, how the assembly will call us for public hearing, and after the voting, after all the lobby, we will still lobby the executive arm, Mr. Governor, to sign the bill. And a bill will be signed into law. And whether the Ministry of Justice or whosoever that is in charge, they will audit this bill. They will audit, not releasing it to the public. Coming here today, I can recall that sometimes around 2016, we pushed that a bill against discrimination, which we otherwise tag as disability law in the state, we pushed for it, and we had similar sitting. And we are sure that it will receive speedy passage. And beyond that, we had a civil society conversation with the then governor, Senator Ebekole Amosu, at June 12th Cultural Center. And during this conversation, we asked Mr. Governor, so bill, which the House said they are passed to you. Why have you refused to consign to that bill? And Mr. Governor said, oh, Leke Adewolu, where are you? I think I have signed that bill. Please, get it and get it across to them. I came to this to the governor's office going after Mr. Leke Adewolu. Unfortunately, for one reason or the other, for reasons best known to them, they hid and somehow I couldn't get it. But we eventually got that bill. Signed by the governor 27th December 2017. And up till now, it has not been gazetted. And similar bill, we are coming to still sit on it. Are we saying that a law, because already a law, it has been consented by the governor, are we saying that it shouldn't be a subject in the public domain? How are we mapping our state? So I am just saying this now. I quite appreciate the good. How can we be so sure that the executive arm will have the political will to implement this law? And if they will not have, if our views will be, if they will be ordering the bills that has been consented to, it is needless for you to waste our time to come and sit here. So on a very good note, man, once again, the efforts are appreciated, but I think it is necessary for the House of Assembly to probe the executive arm. They should tell us reason why they have refused, whether yesterday or today. Government is a continuum. And the same Ministry of Justice that was there yesterday is still there today. So they should find a way of getting this law out, not a bill, and ensure implementation of it. If there is need for amendment, they should call us to come and amend. So that is our view. So the bill that has been passed in 2017, which is a law, should be made public. We should not be the one going to lobby to be sneaked or to have it been sneaked out one way or the other. So thank you very much, Ma, for the.
My name is Oshidelu Mutunayo. I'm representing Jonah Page, Ogun State, Ogun East Senatorial District Chapter. Your Honorable Speaker, a call for justice implements the Ogun State People with Disability Law 2027 now. Your Honorable Speaker, we are speaking for thousands of Ogun State citizens whose voice have been muted by systematic neglect, persons with disability who continue to suffer daily injustice despite valid, active and binding laws enacted for their protection 7 years ago. The People with Disability Law 2027 is not a suggestion, it is an optional. It is not optional, it is not charity. It is the law and it is being violated every day through non-implementation. 8 years of silence, a law ignored, lives disregarded. Signed in 2027, the PWD law was meant to guarantee dignity, access and protection for persons with disability. Yet, 7 years later, not provision has been implemented. It is not a mere lapse, it is a systematic denial of rights, an ongoing injustice that contradicts the Constitution of Nigeria, international human rights treaties, and the basic principle of equity and governance. Realities PWD face daily due to government inaction. Deaf citizens are shut out of court and hospital because there are no sign language interpreter. Wheelchair users are turned away from public buildings because there is no ramps, no accessibility measure. Blind citizens cannot navigate public institutions because there are no tactical or braille service. Children and adults with disability are denied free medical care guaranteed under the law. Accessible devices, wheelchair mobility aids, communication devices remain unavailable and unavoidable. Free education for persons with disability allowance for unemployment PWD are non-existent. This is not negligence, it is a direct breach of law and a violation of human rights. What Ogun State PWD have been denied for 7 years because the law remains unimplemented. PWD have been denied a stationary disability commission, access to justice, healthcare, education and employment, protection from discrimination, accessibility public buildings and infrastructure, assistive technologies and communication services, free medical care, free education, disability allowance. These are not favour, these are entitlements guaranteed by law. The proposed commission bill 2025, public fear must not be ignored. While the Diversity, Equity and Inclusion Commission Bill may be well intended, the public perception, especially the disability community, is that it may be used to overshadow or bury the long ignored PWD law, and this fear is not unfounded. Our concerns are clear and valid. The DIE bill is too broad, covering all vulnerable groups without guaranteeing focused action for PWD. It is
There's always vacuum to be filled in the society. My name is Abdul Wahab Mateko. I'm a project manager of the Ogun State Disability Law Implementation Advocacy Group, set up purposely to drive the implementation of state disability law that has been signed. So now, there's always many vacuum to be filled in the community, the society. This DEI bill is going to fill a vacuum. Even if it is passed today, members of the disability community will benefit, but we have women too who will benefit. There's no doubt about that. But I just want to, why our own group is a little bit different from the journal page that Madam mentioned is that we did a 2-day workshop in Ogun State here. We reviewed the Amosu law because we also heard that it's not implementable. We submitted our suggested amendment to the House. We've done it twice. Just because we also want to hasten the process. I totally agree with the speaker. We cannot force the speaker to do what he doesn't want to do. We take turn by turn. But it is better for us to wait if you know that our own turn will come, which is where we are ready to do. So like I said, DEI bill is okay because women with disabilities will also benefit from it. So there's no doubt about that. So we have no problem with it at all. Even if the passes like this, the only thing is that we did not want it to be a substitute for disability law. Thank you very much.
On behalf of the Coalition of Women Society in Ogun State, COAS, I will speak not of sours, but as advocates for thousands of women. We first of all want to commend the House of the Due Law and the aspect of mainstreaming of women in the law. However, without the establishment of the Statutory Due Commission, this will be impossible. We therefore request that 1. The speedy establishment of the due commission to aid the effective implementation of the law. 2. The activation of affirmative action power under Section 5C of the due law so that all women in Ogun State will enjoy the dividends of democracy. Thank you for your quick action. Long live Ogun State.
My name is Ewajus Fashino, and I'm from Ogun State Economic Transformation Project. Yes, 2 minutes. So I'm just going to go straight. I want to comment the bill. I'm going to go straight to section 30 of the bill, which talks about every institution having appropriate measures. So sorry, I'm going to bring in some best practices, and my suggestion is going to be that a section F be added to that section 30, subsection F be added, which says that amendments should be made to every structural facility to safeguard vulnerable groups with the provision of ramps, railings in public secondary schools, public schools, and public institutions. Please, this is a safeguarding rule. It's now a global practice, and I want to submit that into this bill so that it becomes forward thinking. The second part that I would like to add is section 35. Subsection 1, which talks about women's ability to retain their indigenous and to, in case of marriage. We also know that women are discriminated against. If you marry into a place, you are told that you are not from the place. So in addition to that sentence that says, or states shall be used against any woman, that's section 35, subsection 1, please extend to say a woman shall have the right to claim the indigenous, I hope I pronounced that correctly, of her spouse without any form of discrimination against her in the holding of any form of public office. Thank you very much. We practice patriarchy system in Nigeria, sir. So you already have that. These are my submissions. Thank you very much.
Distinguished honorables, honorable speaker, right honorable speaker and absentia, permit me to stand on all the existing protocol. I won't bore all too much as we've got. My name is Ayodele Aobono. I'm the chairman, Spinal Cord Injury Association of Nigeria. I represent Joint National Association of Persons Living with Disability, Ogun State chapter, as well as the Ogun State Disability Community. I will just call our attention, having gotten clarification that this is not overriding the disability law. I'll call our attention to the human reality of all what we are saying. According to World Bank, 15% of every population is persons with disability. In Ogun State, that means hundreds of thousands of people. These are not statistics. These are our families, our neighbors, our community members. When the law works, we live with dignity. When the law fails, we suffer in silence. We stand before you today, not as beggars, but as citizens, as contributors, as human beings deserving of equality, protection, respect. We urge you to magnanimously use the opportunity we have today to help us look at the Disability Act that was signed. Like my president has said, we held a workshop in February in which we ourselves will find some gaps which we've amended in our own way, which will be very grateful if you will use your legislative eye to help us look at this and make the law works. Thank you. I will submit our
This is the position and representation from the Justice, Development and Peace Commission, JDPC, Ijebu. JDPC commends the effort and initiative and foresight of the state government in the to improve the welfare of vulnerable persons of Ogun State by presenting the Diversity, Equity and Inclusion Bill to the 10th Assembly. We understand that the enactment of diversity, equity, and inclusion law is an important step in tackling inequality and discrimination in Ogun State. Our observation, I'll just give one because of time. The term vulnerable is not actually defined properly in Section 2. Interpretation of section of the leading to ambiguity. So what we are trying to say is we should expand and unpack the term vulnerable. The term vulnerable is dependent on so many people, so we have to just look at that so that we can interpret it properly in the bill to see who we are talking about. And then the public perception that the DEI bill may overshadow or frustrate the long-awaiting implementation of the PW bill. I'm happy that the Commissioner for Women Affairs has cleared the air on that. Thank God for that. Recommendation. I just want to be fast with it. Since the DEI bill has not amended, repealed, or consolidated the Persons with Disability Law of Ogun State 2005, we strongly recommend that the Person with Disability Law 2027 should be implemented side by 2017. Sorry, 2017. 2017 is written here. I'll give you copies. 2017 should be implemented side by side with the DEI bill of 2025. We also recommend that the provision for PWD mainstreaming in development plans and in all stages of the policy, as it is making in the bill, the DI bill, just as the gender mainstreaming has been provided for. What we're trying to say here, the DEI bill actually mainstreamed gender in all aspects of development, which is a good point for the House. Kudos to the House for that, for mainstreaming gender into the bill. We're also appealing that the persons of disability also should be mainstreamed, according to the DAI bill, to be mainstreamed in all development plan. With that, we end our discussion. We just cut it off. We've submitted it. Please accept the assurances of our commission's highest regards.
Speaker, I use you as a point of contact to every other members here. For Women Affairs has really helped me. On behalf of Mr. Speaker, Right Honorable Udaisi Elemide, we want to say a big thank you to every stakeholders here present, and I'm happy that overwhelmed with different stories within the towns about DEI bill. DEI bill is very straightforward. It is talking about accessibility. It is talking about economic empowerment. It is talking about prohibition against discrimination, about everybody that has to do, with vulnerability. And then it has nothing. It is not going to replace the bill this House has passed in 2017. And let me note this. Mr. Speaker and this Honorable House is very passionate about this community. And that is why, when we notice that there are a lot of gaps in the 2017 law, we requested for an amendment, which the community here has done justice to. As we speak, the House is working on this amendment, and this House assure you that in no long time, we are going to come up with an amended to that law that was passed in 2017. And we are going to have this kind of gathering again, where we all will be on the same page. Responding to what Honorable Commissioner for Women Affairs said, if you look around, there are a lot of innovation going on in the Ogun State House of Assembly. I can tell you that one of the features of this innovation is to put in place an access path for people living with disability, so that you can all access your representatives without any difficulty. And lastly, you remember that recently this house, we had our consultancy project, and Mr. Speaker, being an architect, mandated lead for our architect and engineer. Whatever design you are bringing, maybe you are building hospital, you are building classroom, you are building abattoir, whatever project you are putting in place, you must make provision for her, so that people living with disability can have very seamless access. These are what we have been doing as House of Assembly. We assure you that we are not going to do anything that will jeopardize your bill. We have taken every responses, we have taken every contribution. We assure you that we are going to be just to everybody, and we are going to take all the views into consideration. On that note, we appreciate you for coming. We thank you for being part of this. Thank you. God bless us all.